You see, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, many of these great acharyas, they got great instructions through dreams only. That is in the fourth stage. Turiya. Somebody has, who said that? Okay, thank you. Whoever has sent that name, fantastic. Turiya. Huh? Yeah, sorry, bro. Turiya. Yeah, it's the best. So, in the fourth stage, they reach that stage, Turiya, where sleep and awakeness becomes together. There is no difference whether the person sleeps or awake. Like our acharyas, Prabhupada, they are all mystical yogis as per Krishna's instruction to Uddhava. If you read 11th canto of Bhagavatam, all our spiritual masters, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, Abhay Charan Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and many other ISKCON sannyasis, they are mystical yogis as per the shloka. Because their awake state and sleep state becomes one. Prabhupada got instruction. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur appeared 3 times, 4 times in Prabhupada's dream and told him to take sannyas. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur got that instruction. So in that state, whether they are awake or asleep, it's all same. That Turiya state, where he senses body, mind, and is completely controlled, they are very close to Krishna. Very close to Krishna. They can relate to Krishna consciously. We are not able to relate to Krishna consciously. We can understand through signs, SIGNS, through some symbols. That is how we are relating to Krishna. We are not consciously, like a person to person, we are not able to relate to Krishna. Because we are somewhere in Swapna, Jagrata and Sushupti. So very beautifully Krishna says, this is what, it's a mystical science. Slowly controlling the tongue. That the tendency to speak over, some people speak a lot. The tendency to speak a lot, that has to be controlled. It all starts with the tongue. Everything starts with the tongue. If the tongue, the speech is controlled, the power of speech is controlled, and the urge to eat more, grab more food is controlled, slowly all the senses fall under control. Then his swapna, sushupti, everything falls under control. Then he can master his senses. Master everything. So Krishna speaks in the next chapter about the mystical yogis. He speaks beautifully about the mystical. So when I was reading the chapter about mystical yogis, many things are matching Prabhupada, our Gurudev. It matches in many places. Like there were some mystical saints who produced ashes in the thin air. There were sadhus who produced ashes. There were sadhus who produced Shivalinga from mouth. The sadhus used to take mangoes from thin air. Mystical sadhus. They just got 2 rupees apple, 1 rupee apple, and 50 paisa, 50 annas, that, ashes, that's all. Once when Prabhupada was in, I think, Europe or Australia somewhere, Prabhupada was going in a car with his disciples. And suddenly they saw a beautiful palatial, mansion, palace kind of thing. And the disciples were telling Prabhupada, the price of this building? Some unimaginable figure, some billions or millions, some huge figure. And the disciples said, how nice it will be, we have this building as temple for us. They were simply dreaming. And Prabhupada said, drive the car inside. And they were like shocked. Prabhupada said, take the car inside. And they were like, Prabhupada, take the car inside. And they drove inside. And the owner, he came. And he saw some sadhus and some people from some huge institution. And he thought, he was initially a little skeptical whether these people can buy. But then when they conversed, so he took Prabhupada and the disciples around the palace. And some places the doors knobs were gold plated. And he said some fantastic figure, and devotees like were shivering. We can't even dream of it. And the building was so aesthetically done, meticulously ornated, carved. It was like so impressive. And Prabhupada said, so what's the price? And that man quoted some fat price. And Prabhupada asked for 1/10 of that price. And the devotees, out of embarrassment, they just went inside the court, or they just want to run away from the place. They were so embarrassed. Prabhupada boldly asked 1/10 of the price. And that man was like, with a wide open mouth, he was shocked. He did not speak a single word. Prabhupada left his number and said, if you're interested, call me. They took the car and left. Then after a couple of days, they got a call from this landlord and said, Swamiji, I'm interested to give. And devotees they were all up in the air, jumping and screaming. And Prabhupada went there. And the man said, yes, I agree. I will give you for the price you ask. And Prabhupada dropped the second bomb. He said, I will pay it in installments. This is a huge miracle. Then Swamiji is producing ashes in the thin air or taking an apple. It is all like 1 rupee 50 paise. Billion. And that man, there is a whole set of conversations of Prabhupada. Disciples, speaking Prabhupada memories. That's a huge volume. In that it is there. After that, when later on Prabhupada passed away and things like that, devotees went and interviewed him. What convinced you to sell this to Prabhupada at a cheaper price? And he said, I was just moved. I lost control on myself. I don't know what I spoke. I simply called Swamiji and agreed. And I became very happy. He felt some energy overpowered me. Swamiji's divine presence overpowered me. His, tejas, his brilliance affected me. Greatest mystical yogi Prabhupada was. All those beautiful paintings you see in ISKCON, that Yashoda Krishna, that Damodar painting and all, after Prabhupada left this planet, nobody could draw, no new artist could draw those paintings. Any of the paintings like those paintings, you must have all seen ISKCON paintings. In the initial day, we were all so attracted to ISKCON's paintings. Then, nobody could draw any more paintings like that. It was a miracle. This is exactly what Krishna says to Uddhava. Mystical yogis, because they master their senses, they master their body, master their mind, everything. And spirituality is so close. Krishna is very close. So beautifully Krishna is explaining. And again, he concludes, association of those pure souls are very important. Serving Vrajadam is important. And gopis are the living examples of all these chapters. Krishna, again in next few shlokas, is glorifying Vrindavan, glorifying gopis, glorifying Vrajadam, and glorifying the association of those pure devotees. So, once again, we have to understand who we are, our Varna. Then nicely pack ourselves with the seva. Reading Prabhupada's books constantly, listening to lectures, studying, preaching, serving. Pack ourselves. Or Maya will somehow push some things inside and deviate us. So tomorrow is the last session. We will be talking about that Brahmana's realization, about the sannyas chapters. Thank you so much, Prabhujis. Thank you so much to all the senior devotees and devotees for this wonderful opportunity. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.